Hey, this is Dr. Holcomb again. This is part two of the syllabus, introduction to the syllabus. And I didn't mention this in part one, but a copy of this syllabus is available on Blackboard. Um, okay, let's keep going. We've talked about attendance, office hours and response time. We've touched on that during course communications. Late papers, we've touched a little bit on about that. All papers and drafts are due on specific dates and times via Blackboard. Papers that come in after this time are late. Late papers will be penalized 1 letter grade per day, including weekends. So plan accordingly. I know you guys have other classes and you have other kinds of commitments, but again, the flexibility offered in this class should give you ample time to get the work in on time. We'll be using an MLA format for paper format and documentation, double spaced, 12-point times Roman numeral, etc., etc. We'll talk more about MLA citation as later in the class. Academic honesty. Now, this is a very important part. Um, I'm going to read this just so we're all on the same page about this topic. You are bound by the university's policies on academic honesty, which bar you from presenting another person's work or ideas as your own, allowing someone to write an assignment or part of an assignment for you, or neglecting to properly acknowledge source materials. First year English policy also prohibits you from recycling work. That is, from turning a paper completed in another class for credit in this class. Okay. I've had students that do this, that have done this. Don't do this. All your work should be original to this class. The university takes violations of these policies seriously. Penalties include failing the course and expulsion from the university. We will discuss conventions for citation and documentation later in the class. You are also responsible for reading the academic responsibilities section of the Student's Guide to First Year English on the English Department website. There's some other sources that you can consult. If you have any questions, here this last part about academic honesty or use of source materials, please contact me with your questions before the assignment is due. That is, I understand that part of this class is learning how to document sources properly. So, the time to learn how to do that is before the assignments are due. And I know some folks, I guess the other point I will make is that it's very easy to catch plagiarized material. The Blackboard has a plugin called Safe Assign that will check for plagiarism. It's also, I can do a text string search in Google if I have a suspicion that something is not original and, have confirmation on whether it's plagiarism or not within seconds. So just don't do it. It's just a pain in the butt for everybody involved. It's also, of course, the big no-no in terms of academic ethics and integrity. In fact, if you get behind and you can't get a paper in on time, I much rather work out an extension, even though those are going to be few and far between, than have you feel pressured to plagiarize in order to get an assignment in. Okay, class participation and courtesy. This is also important. I'll read part of it. Our work this semester should be challenging, interesting, and at times even fun. As in all aspects of life, it is important to treat one another with respect and with courtesy. This is especially true in an online environment since the usual visual and context clues that we use to communicate with each other are missing. It's hard to capture tone sometimes if someone's being sarcastic or trying to be funny or whatever. An otherwise innocent statement without the context clues may seem offensive or rude, so keep that in mind. It will be incumbent upon you when replying to classmates to think twice and read over your post as the reader before hitting the submit button. But while it's important to treat classmates and their ideas with respect, this does not mean that should be that you cannot or should not disagree. That's that's sort of the essence of academic argument, in fact, is that knowledge is often advanced through disagreement with previous research. either with them or with me. Feel free to disagree with me. Exchanging ideas and debating the various possible meanings or interpretation of a text will be part of a large part of the class. There's another typo. Don't be afraid to disagree. Okay, but just be courteous. No trolling, no flaming, no personal attacks. If you have a disagreement with somebody, you can challenge the issues or the positions, but not the person. Okay, disability services. All documents in the course and on Blackboard are designed in compliance with the Americans with Disability Act. If you have any concerns, issues, or problems accessing any part of the course, please contact me. Students with disabilities who need special accommodations will need to register with the Office of Student Disability Services and should discuss accommodations with me before or during the first week of class. So there's the contact information for the Office of Student Disability Services. Okay, the rest of the syllabus is just the weekly schedule of assignments and readings. This class is organized into modules. One module equals 1 week. You'll see this on the Blackboard as well. You'll see a link on the left-hand side of our Blackboard page to weekly modules. You'll be going to that frequently to find, and there I'll include links to videos such as this one and readings. Okay, and again, you guys can read through this. You can look at make sure you pay attention to the abbreviation convention I'm using throughout. Basically, what I would recommend you doing is do all the readings first and then move on to the videos and quizzes and assignments. Okay, the other thing to note here are I've noted due dates. There's a draft of an essay is due, and then typically a week later, a final version of the essay is due, which is not to be confused with the final version in your portfolio. This is a final draft version of essay 1 in this instance. Okay, and other topics that we'll cover throughout the semester. Okay, I think that's about it. If you guys have any questions, email me. Also, if you have trouble just with the audio or the visual quality of the videos that I'm creating and posting, let me know. This is the first time I've done an online course, and I'm kind of learning some of the technologies, or sort of tweaking or perfecting the technologies as I go along. So any kind of feedback from you all will be appreciated. Okay, you guys have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.